why is there always a change when it comes to the financial market? Why can't we ever have financial consistency? Why is everything always changing when it comes to the world of finance?
Define change. What do you mean by that?
We go from fiat to gold, gold to fiat. Why can't there just be financial consistency?
Because neither is perfect. If you're on a gold-based system, there's a problem with elasticity. If you're on a fiat system, there's a problem with too much elasticity, and there's not enough substance to it. Corruption is the bigger problem, but both systems, either system is going to have weaknesses built into it. Maybe what would be a better system in theory, and maybe some better economists would have to argue about this, but maybe what would be a better system would be some sort of a fixed system that had a built-in money supply expansion. So let's say that the money supply could expand at a certain rate every year. Maybe that could be a better system, but it's just because we live in an imperfect world, I guess. I mean, I can't tell you why it keeps rotating. There's seasonality to it. Why do we have summer that comes after spring and spring after winter and winter after fall? It's just a seasonality. It happens. To think otherwise is naive.
Okay. So I'm hearing rumblings about this quantum financial system, and I'm pretty sure you're hearing rumblings about that too. So what are your thoughts on a possible quantum financial system?
It's exciting. I hear more than rumblings. I actually have a fairly good acquaintance. Well, I should say I had. He passed away not too long ago. Who was engaged to somebody who was working on this so-called QFS. So I have from a pretty good inside source that it's happening. I don't have any idea on the timing. My contact never knew anything about the timing. In fact, his words were, "Nobody knows the timing." So it sounds great. I think it's going to be wonderful. But until that happens, we're in this other game, and I'm going to play that game until the game changes.
Now, do you think the quantum financial system can be the solution of solutions?
Maybe, but probably not. I mean, look, until we know more about it, I'm speculating, and that doesn't take us very far.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the crypto market, the stock market, how much okay, like would you say 50% of the crypto market and the stock market, would you say at least 50% of these markets are corrupted? What are your thoughts?
How do you define corruption?
Manipulation.
Manipulation is always, I think, going to be a factor, but the way I look at it is you play the game that's in front of you. And if the manipulation is happening, then you outsmart the manipulation. People have this idea that you should be able to buy a stock and it's always going to go up. And that's naive. It's just not going to happen. The biggest reason it's not going to happen is because fundamentals aren't really driving the market. That's a fallacy that they've taught in schools for, 50 years or more. Fundamentals don't drive the market. I'm sorry, they don't. What drives the market is the emotion of the traders, the speculation. And so anytime that a market is a free market the way that we have with speculation that's driving the market, there's going to be an opportunity for hype, emotional hype. And when you have emotional hype, it can look a lot like manipulation, and you're going to see irrational price action. I don't choose to look at it as the problem. I see that as the opportunity. When the market's being irrational, I have the opportunity to trade it and to make profit on it. So that's the way that I approach it. I look at it almost like corruption in sports. We sometimes laugh about it and say we had to beat the other team and also the officials. Well, okay, you got to beat the manipulation in the market as well. But look, if you're not focused on the manipulation, it's not an issue. I don't focus on the manipulation. I just look at the price action and I trade it. And since I'm not focused on the manipulation, I never think about it. Is there high frequency trading? Yeah. Are there machines that are, doing high frequency trading moves that that can so-called manipulate or redirect the market? Yeah, it's happening. Is there large funds of money that get together and say, we're all going to buy at the same time and we're going to move the market one way or the other? Yes, it happens. Does it have to affect me negatively? No. Why? Because I ride whatever wave they present. If the wave's presenting a bullish wave, I can ride that and make a profit. If it's presenting a negative or a bearish wave, I can ride that and I can make a profit on it. So I don't really care. I just choose to not let the manipulation manipulate me. I don't play their game that way. You know, it takes a person who says, I'm going to just buy and hold and hope for the best and pray that it always works in my favor. It takes that person to get affected by the manipulation. If I'm playing my game the way that I play my game, their manipulation doesn't bother me.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the housing market, if we were to return to a gold standard, what does that mean for the housing market?
In theory, it would stabilize pricing. You're still going to have supply and demand issues. So if you have an area that people are moving to, you'll still have a lot of demand, and demand would drive the pricing up, but inflation wouldn't be driving it up as much. So the real factor that gold would do, if we had that as the backing of our currency, is it would stabilize inflation.
Okay, last question. Um, I think it's safe to say that everybody and their dog wants to benefit on a financial level. So why should somebody choose TradeMaestro? And what do you say to people that are on the fence?
Well, people should choose to work if that's what they want to do. If somebody wants to learn how to trade the market and they want to do it on their own and they want to do it the way that I do it, then that's why they should come learn to trade with me. If they're on the fence, then I would say, you know, what is it you're on the fence about? Maybe they're not convinced that the type of trading I do is for them. And if that's the case, then they shouldn't come join me. I really don't want to try to, you know, it doesn't serve either one of us for me to work with people that don't want to be worked with. So, you know, not everybody should join me, honestly. I mean, I've told people to go away because it's not a good fit. People who want to learn to manage their own money, trade their own trading accounts, and, you know, do it themselves. I'm a really good teacher for people like that. And people who don't want to do that, if they want to continue to trust third-party advisors, they want to continue to buy, hold, and pray that things go their direction, then, you know, they should probably go do that. I will say this. People who, we joke about it, we say that they're buying and holding and praying. They buy their stock, they hold, and they pray that it goes up. And then they cry every time it goes down. The question that I want to ask is, why do you keep thinking it's going to be different? You know, if you held through the 2000 bubble and you cried when it busted, and then you held through the 2007, and then you held through 2020, why do you think it's going to be different 15 years from now? I promise it's going to happen again. The market always goes through boom and bust cycles. Quit assuming that it's not going to. And when it does go through that, quit assuming that it's all about manipulation. It's not. Markets are going to continue to boom and bust as long as we have a record of market action on any level, going all the way back to the tulip bulb mania and before. Markets run up and they come down. They boom and they bust. Don't expect it to be different. Expecting it to be different is naive. So what I did all those years ago, just because I was taught, I happened to be taught how to trade both sides from the beginning. I learned differently, and that's the way I approach the market.
Now, if people want to go forward with TradeMaestro, if people want to have financial success with TradeMaestro, where do they go? How do they reach you?
Well, then go to my website, TradeMaestro.com. And a lot of people don't realize Maestro is spelled AEMAESTRO. So it's not with a long I, it's MAE. It's an Italian word, actually. A good place to start. You can go to my website, TradeMaestro.com, and sign up for something free that's on there. I've got a 7 trading secrets free video series. It's right there on my homepage. On YouTube, and it's also on my site. You kind of have to know where to go to look for it. But I've got a couple of 3-day challenges. I have a program called Raging Profits with ETFs, exchange traded funds. That was a 3-day challenge that we did that a lot of people have really connected with. I'll probably do it again here pretty soon. That's still on my YouTube channel. So you can go to YouTube and look for TradeMaestro and you can watch that. I have a couple of 3-day challenges that are up on my YouTube channel. I got a lot of videos on my YouTube channel. You can watch stuff there, just free stuff to kind of start, getting a pulse on what I offer. And then really the best place to start learning is to go through my Market Maestro Accelerator. It's a very affordable course, and it's a very, very complete course. It's a 24 module series that will teach you everything you need to know about trading the market, really. And so that's the ideal place for anybody who's ready to jump in. That's the ideal place to start, is the Market Maestro Accelerator. And you can go to my website and you can send me an email if you need some more information, jeremy@trademaestro.com. And, we should start from there.
Awesome. Well, it was good to have you. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the audience?
I think just the themes that we've been talking about, take personal responsibility. Don't sit by and wait for things to happen to you. Said a little differently, there are no rich victims. If you sit around and wait for things to happen to you, it's going to happen. And then you're going to feel like you're a victim. So there are no rich victims. Just have an attitude that says, I'm going to take control. I'm going to learn everything I need to learn. Choose to operate your life differently. There's a reason the top 1% is the top 1%. It's not all because of corruption. There is some corruption, but there's a lot more top 1%ers who are not corrupt than there are top 1%ers who are corrupt. So it's not about corruption. Top 1%ers live their life different. I've been of the good fortune to operate in that demographic for many years. And I know lots and lots of people that have lots and lots of money that are not corrupt, and they're not greedy schmucks, and they're not what a lot of people say they are. Learn to think differently. That's the name of my podcast, Think Rich. Think Rich Radio is the name of the podcast. And it's about thinking differently, because wealthy people think different. So if you want to be wealthy, you literally have to become wealthy in your body. You think differently, you act differently, your whole approach to finance is different. And that's what my challenge would be, is learn to just think different. If you keep doing and thinking and saying the things about money that you've said for however many years you've been on this planet, you're going to keep getting the same results that you've been getting. So learn to think different, put yourself in different environments, learn from people like myself, people like Robert Kiyosaki, people that are all over the internet. And, they're offering good financial IQ. They're changing the way you approach money. There's a great book called The Soul of Money. Go read books like that. Read books like Harv Eker's books, The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, or those old books that Robert Allen used to put out, 1 Minute Millionaire. There's some really, really great philosophy on money and mindset. And that's where it's all going to change for you. So, if you're looking to inherit a bunch of money right now, and you're thinking, once I inherit this money, I'm going to be rich. Well, be careful, because statistically, you're going to lose it. If you're trying to win the lottery, be careful. You might win it, but statistically, you're going to lose it. Learn what it means to be wealthy. Learn how wealthy people think. And when you learn to do that, you don't have to have the windfall profit. You can go earn it. And you can earn it in this economic system right now. Doesn't matter who the president is. Could be Joe, could be Don, could be Bob, Pete, Willie, doesn't matter. You got a financial system, it's got opportunities. Take advantage of the opportunities right now. That's what I'd say.
All right, Jeremy. Thank you for your time. Thank you for answering all these questions.
You're welcome.
And I would highly, highly suggest that people go to your website, TradeMaestro.com, look at his website and see if you can find something there for you. If you want a better financial life, I really truly believe that Jeremy can take you to where you want to be. And don't forget to check out Right Side Finance on Telegram and TradeMaestro.com. Take care. God bless, and have a good night.
Thanks, Kevin.